Clash Royale is filled with secret Easter eggs and facts that nobody knows. It's also filled with scrapped ideas that never saw the light in the game, and it's estimated that the developers tried hundreds of cards, as mentioned by a developer in Radio Royale. Today we're running through the cards that almost existed in Clash Royale. So sit back, relax, grab some snacks, and let's get right into it. Number 1. The Charger. Imagine a shielded, helmeted, bowler-like troop who charged onto your tower with his helmet for splash damage, losing it after one use. This epic concept from 2016 betas was so overpowered they broke it into two different troops, which are the Battle Ram, having the charge dash, and the Dark Prince, having the charge dash and shield. Leaked art showed him wearing his helmet, stating that the helmet gives him a long-range dash, then it breaks and he won't dash again. Imagine how many rage quits would that card cause. Number 2. Barbarian Launcher. Early beta concepts had this common building launching flying barbarians every 4 seconds for area damage, basically like a furnace on steroids. It was designed to spam air barbs that attacked both ground and even targeted enemy towers like a mortar, only stronger. On paper it sounded fun, but in testing, it overlapped too much with Barbarian Hut and completely clogged lanes, making defense almost impossible. It never made it to the live game. Not until the Clash from the Past event, where Supercell brought it back briefly as a fun throwback. Imagine if it had stayed as a permanent card in the 2025 meta, with evolutions and fast-cycle decks. Beatdown players wouldn't have stood a chance. In the end, Supercell shelved it for good. And honestly, that probably saved the game from being broken. Number 3. Mega P.E.K.K.A. A 10 elixir titan with infinite damage ramp-up once charged, solo melting golems in seconds like they were made of butter. This beast surfaced in 2016 pre-release beta leaks, with concepts showing it vaporizing tanks left and right, dealing way more DPS than the standard P.E.K.K.A. while tanking hits like a boss. Imagine a supercharged version that could have turned any push into an unstoppable freight train. But Supercell axed it before launch for being unbalanceable, too swingy and overpowered for any meta, risking total game chaos. Reddit debates rage on about stun variants or how it could have countered siege decks, but Supercell noped it hard to protect the balance. Thank goodness it's the scrapped savior of our sanity, or we'd all be quitting after one match. Number 4. Ancient Minion. A 4 elixir flyer that targets exclusively air troops and buildings, ignoring ground clutter to snipe balloons or mega minions with 200 DPS and 800 HP. This sneaky sucker was designed to counter heavy air pushes like Lavaloon by focusing fire on flyers while dodging ground swarms. Imagine a floating anti-air specialist that could have shredded Evo Bats or Skeleton Dragons without distraction. But Supercell nixed it pre-launch, explaining it was way too strong compared to the Lava Hound, basically replacing it outright with no reason to pick the Hound over this beast. They struggled hard to balance it without overpowering existing Lavaloon decks, so it got scrapped to keep air metas fair. In these days, an ancient minion would have dominated skies, turning Lava Hounds obsolete and making ground decks breathe easy. Stop! If you liked the video so far, don't forget to leave a like and a subscribe so I can make more content. And shout out to Zekas for his comment. If you want a shout out in the next video, subscribe and drop a comment. Number 5. Lava Golem. Now this one was wild. A fiery golem variant that cost 7 elixir and left a burning trail of splash damage as it waddled down the lane. On death, instead of golemites, it split into a pack of lava pups, basically combining Golem and Lava Hound into one nightmare tank. It first surfaced in early beta file leaks as an epic concept, but was quickly flagged as cancelled. It overlapped too much with both Golem's ground push identity and Lava Hound's air swarm style. Imagine trying to counter a card that's both a tank and an air split win condition at the same time. If this thing ever hit live servers, swarms would have been cooked before they even spawned. So scrapping it was Supercell's way of saving us from a push that no spell cycle deck could ever keep up with. Number 6. The Gunner. A dual-wielding, pistol-toting madman who fired with both hands like a wild gunslinger. 4 elixir, rare, 1000 HP, and 150 DPS per gun. Basically a prince, but instead of a horse and sword, he brought firepower and attitude. Imagine if the musketeer and the hunter had a kid, but the hunter wasn't the real dad. The musketeer had one too many drinks with the prince at the royal tavern, Things got messy, and 9 months later, this guy shows up. The hunter, thinking he was his real dad, raises him and teaches him how to shoot, still wondering why the kid has longer face and thinner eyebrows than him. The gunner was designed as a mid-range shredder, a musketeer with cowboy flair. But it fired too fast, overlapping with Dart Goblin and breaking metas too fast. I think it would have been a great addition to the game, to be honest, but Supercell had other thoughts. Number 7. Sneaky Archer. There's not much official info on this one. It's one of those cards that lives in the shadows, literally. The Sneaky Archer was meant to be the Clash Royale version of her Clash of Clans cousin, a stealthy 3-elixir epic that could go invisible and snipe from long range, firing phase arrows that slipped past defenses. Basically, she'd pop up, delete half your tower, and vanish before you could even blink. Rumors say she was teased around the same time as the Barbarian Hut and Royal Ghost, but in the end, Supercell swapped her out for the Rascals instead. And honestly, probably for the best. Early tests showed she was way too slippery. Spells were the only reliable counter, and even then, good luck catching her in time. Her invisibility concept didn't vanish completely though. It later inspired the Archer Queen's cloaking ability. So, yeah, the Sneaky Archer didn't make it to the arena, but she kind of lives on through her royal descendant. A sneaky legacy for a card that was literally too stealthy for her own good. Number 8. Elite Barbarian Hut. Yep, this one's as terrifying as it sounds. Imagine the regular Barbarian Hut, but instead of spawning chill mustached barbs, it drops elite barbarians every 15 seconds. That's right, 6-speed, rage-fueled maniacs flooding both lanes like a gym membership gone wrong. It actually showed up in beta files as a potential rare or even legendary building. The idea was to give beatdown players a non-stop pressure tool that could force defenses every cycle. But playtests quickly revealed the truth. It was absolute chaos. Elite barbs already tilted half the player base. Giving them a hut was like giving a toddler a flamethrower. Supercell scrapped it before release for being too similar to the Barbarian Hut and way too overpowered. Honestly, good move. Because if this thing ever made it live, every ladder match would have just been Elite Barb Hut versus whoever's still sane enough to queue up. And there you have it. 8 scrapped cards that never made it to the arena. These concepts could have completely changed Clash Royale's history. But honestly, Supercell made the right call, keeping the balance we all mostly love. So, which one do you wish actually made it into the game? The Barbarian Launcher? The Gunner? Or maybe the Lava Golem? Drop your pick down in the comments. I'll be reading them. And if this video blew your mind, smash that like button, subscribe for more Clash Royale content, and I'll see you in the next one. Oh, forgot to say, fuck Mega Knight.